The German use of Zeppelins in World War I was both triumphant and tragic. Germany's substantial use of Zeppelins as bombers was effective in demoralizing the British population. However, 60 Zeppelins, which was around 70% of the total Zeppelins built, were destroyed throughout World War I, causing many German fatalities.
The Zeppelin was a rigid-frame airship, a departure from earlier iterations of flight machine. The invention of the Zeppelin is credited to the German Count Ferdinand von Zeppelin. He began his creation in 1893 and released the first working prototype in 1900. The Zeppelins were roughly 150 meters or 500 feet long. With 6 powerful engines, the Zeppelins were able to fly much higher than the military airplanes.
The Zeppelin was initially created to be an air passenger ship. It was first flown commercially in 1910 by Deutsche Luftschifffahrt, which was the world's first airline service. By mid-1914, they had carried over 10,000 fare-paying passengers on over 1,500 flights. During World War I, the Zeppelin was repurposed to carry bombs and was added to the Imperial German Flying Corps.
Over the course of 4 years, the Germans conducted 57 air raids using Zeppelins, dropping 5,806 bombs. The raids did little physical damage and killed 557 people. The intensity of the raids were either glorified or vilified accordingly in newspapers throughout Europe. A report of one of the raids by Major General Ferrier is as follows.
My staff officer went outside the hotel and saw a Zeppelin overhead, very distinct against a clear sky, at a height estimated by him as 3,000 feet. He saw 3 bombs dropped. As each one left the Zeppelin, the airship was clearly lit up. He then reported to me, and I heard 5 explosions, and I saw from my window that 2 fires had started. The casualties up to date are 19, which was 5 men, 9 women, and 5 children killed, 24 seriously wounded, and 40 cases dealt with at dressing stations and sent to their homes.
For England, the war was on a foreign shore. Not used to airplanes flying overhead, citizens of Britain were now subjected to bombs being dropped from the skies. Germany's intentions were more towards material damage to enemy territory. Instead, Zeppelins demoralized British citizens. For Germany, the Zeppelins were a morale boost in that they could take the war to the opposing side's shore. German propaganda promoted the Zeppelin as evidence of air superiority.
During the war, the Zeppelin provided Germany and the Central Powers with a tool to scout and damage British territory. In the long term, Zeppelin military use declined. However, the Zeppelin revolutionized air warfare and bombing, which the Germans used to devastating effect in future conflicts. For a few decades after World War I, Zeppelins were used commercially for touring. They intrigued travelers and offered the ability to see terrain clearly and luxuriously from the air.
Although the Zeppelin bombing raids did not substantially damage London, nor result in a significant number of deaths, they did succeed in battering the British morale. These bombings also provided Germany with a boost in confidence as they shifted the assault from their homeland to Britain. However, these were small triumphs on their way to losing the war. The innovative use of Zeppelins as a new military advantage was largely ineffective, resulting in a tragic loss of life and equipment.